Hello everybody, it's Marcia from Oils and Moments with Marcia, and I'm going to continue finding balance in an unbalanced world. And this in here is a little bit long, but I'll try to read it fast where it don't take too long. It's called One Phone Call from My Knees by Denette Jacob. As the wind turned crisp and the colors on the landscape began to change, I could feel the outside air trying to find refuge inside the comfort of an aging farmhouse. Late summer is always a magical time of our farm, and I remember one of those days with complete clarity. Our family was huddled around the table enjoying our traditional Sunday pizza night, a time full of smiles, peppermint, and one-liners. As I watched this simple family moment, I leaned over to my husband and said, "How can our life get any better than this? We are truly blessed." We have 4 healthy children, I thought. We're financially stable, and we're finally pursuing our dream of restoring this old farmhouse into a family home. Something we've talked about since we got married 20 years ago. As with many dinner tables in the late summer, the conversation turned to football. When you're from a small, very small town in the middle of nowhere, America, a Friday night lights and high school football pit surrounding communities against one another, but pull local families together. It's not just a game, it's a way of life. And this is why my son Jared's year to shine. This was my son Jared's year to shine. The coach and the community reminisced about this impressive rookie season for the previous year and anticipated seeing him run more yards and score more touchdowns in the upcoming seasons. Jared bought into all the hype because, well, he's Jared. He was confident, tall, strong, and full of energy. Not only did he have the words to inspire his teammates, he had the skills to back up those words. But 4 days after the pizza family night, 4 days after I declared to my husband that our life was perfect, I got a call. Well, we're all just one phone call from our knees, I thought, as I hung on up the phone. This was the call that did it. And the doctor explained, "Your son's test came back, and that the back pain he's been experiencing is due to a rare form of bone cancer." That phone call changed our family forever. Suddenly, Jared wasn't on the football field fighting that extra yardage. He was in a sterile hospital room fighting for his life. Football pads and cleats were traded for tubes, needles, and the room full of intimidating machines. Through it all, Jared possessed an amazing spirit. He did everything in his power to make sure that those of us around him kept a smile on our faces and a skip in our steps. To give up a glimpse into Jared's heart, when the curious 4-year-old at the public pool asked him about the scars on his hip, Jared replied, "Shark attack," then grinned, and the kid's expression changed from freaked to impressed. Jared's resilience Jared's resilience and resilience and determination was inspiring. Even though he was told he'd never walk normally without some form of assistance. That year after his surgery, Jared went on to win the dance-off contest in the high school dance. Cancer may be in him, but he would not let it define him, I thought. But after 2 years and countless rounds of chemotherapy, extensive surgeries, and multiple alternative therapies, Jared's body was exhausted, even though his smile endured. On that afternoon on December 8th, that's my daughter's birthday, December 8th, 2010, as we stared at the same sterile and confined walls in Jared's hospital room, my body felt like fatigue of emotions that had been running through it for months. I always did my very best to stay strong for Jared and shed my tears in private, but this particular day was difficult. It was very different. I couldn't count the overload emotions. Nothing could hold them back. At a random moment, I cried uncontrollably. I moved to the bathroom to hide my outburst, and as I looked into the mirror, I can still remember the smell of bleach. Jared asked his dad, "Why is she crying?" "Mom, come out here," he said. Tapping the bed with his hand, he invited her, with his irresistible smile, and sit beside me, to sit beside him, as he wrapped his frail arm around me and drew my head to his shoulder. He asked me to not cry and promised that no matter what happened, he would be okay. Unable to speak, I simply nodded. "You're the best parent ever," he told his dad. He was so grateful for all we're doing for him. It was a moment of genuine gratitude and a moment of peace that will forever fill my soul. As the day wore on, Jared's condition worsened. I remember the feeling of comfort as we held hands. My rosary intertwined in Jared's weakening grip. His dad held his other hand, and we prayed. Asking for an enormous miracle to flow into the hospital room and call Jared to sit up with a huge smile on his face, hoping he could jump out of bed and get on with his life he always dreamed about. Why shouldn't this happen, I thought. Throughout his life, Jared had always figured out a way to be on top of his game. A way to win no matter the obstacle of the opponent. Then it happened. Jared took one more earthly breath. Then pure stillness and peace came over him. It felt as though his dad and I were walking together hand in hand with him through the gates of heaven until he sensed God's love and let go. As he had just told us, Jared was okay. He was pain-free, full of happiness, and living in the arms of Jesus. His dad and I were blessed to have been there when he received the highest trophy given to mankind. Eternal love, peace, and gratitude. In the days that followed, as I tried to comprehend what had happened, I would find myself sitting on the floor in Jared's room, going through his things in an attempt to feel closure of him to him. It was in one of those moments that I discovered Jared's greatest gifts to us, a handwritten letter. On the second page, about halfway down, Jared wrote, "I'm grateful that God chose me for cancer and not my mom or dad. I'm grateful that God chose me for cancer and not my sister or my brothers. I'm grateful that God chose me for cancer and not my cousins, aunts, or uncles. I'm grateful that God chose me for cancer and not my friends." And the last sentence read, "I am grateful that God chose me for cancer so I could teach others how to be strong." J.J. Strong. Now, as I look back at my life as a mother, I'm filled with blessings and grace. I can honestly say that my body and my spirit are filled with happiness. My smile is now gratitude. My smile is now genuine, and my heart is content. If in order to spare me the deep heartache and pain, God had given me a choice of either not being Jared's mom or of having Jared for just 19 short years, my answer would never change. I chose Jared, and I'm forever grateful that God chose me to be his mother. I would live through all of it again for the memories created, the lesson learned, and the chance to truly know the meaning of pure gratitude. This poignant story for the Ula Seeker's sister Denette confines what we've learned about the power of gratitude in women's lives as we travel along in the Ula bus, meeting people and hearing about their goals and dreams. We're reminded that people who are living in Ula get it, about gratitude. They're high on life, wearing sincere smiles, and having found gratitude in all things. They constantly remind us that being grateful for what we already have helps us feel more abundant. While worrying about what you don't have keeps you in mind as a disappointment and lack. Focusing on what's good, what's plentiful, and what's improving in your world helps keep you in state and to receive even more of what's good, plentiful, and improving. It's like you're saying, this is all cool. What else is there out there for me today? It keeps you in the state of anticipation. To get your mind right, focus on what's going right. Living Ula doesn't necessarily require money, time, connections, education, or special circumstances. If you've got a loving family and who gets you, be grateful. If you got friends and mentors who inspire you to follow your dreams, that's even more Ula. Waking up every morning in a peace that's serene, inviting, and energizing, with birds singing outside and the excitement of the city calling to you. Hey, Lots of people only dream about that. Then there are the unique talents of the kids who remind you to play full out and love unconditionally. And don't forget, you've got opportunities to start a business, move to a different city, start a charity, go back to school, or anything else you want to do. These are all kinds of grateful one. Great this. Sorry. These are all things to be grateful for. Of course, one thing that most of us can be grateful for is our health and vitality, enabling us to enjoy activities that we simply couldn't enjoy if we were unwell, depressed, or mentally depleted. So how can you live with more fully and inviting more gratitude into your life? Here are 3 things to help you today. 1. Practice gratitude every day. While some days are meant to be celebrated, others simply have to be endured. But in all days, regardless of what happens, be grateful in all things. To help you stay in a state of gratitude, we recommend that you start writing a gratitude journal. It's not something other people will read. It's just for you. We've been keeping ours for years. Every evening, as you end your day, jot down those things you're grateful for. Whether it's something you have now or something new that showed up for you that day. It may even be something that felt bad in the moment, but that's wrapped in the lesson and maybe leading to an Ula life. While your gratitude lists may include the same stuff for a while, in time, this will change as new things enter your life and your dreams come true, only to be replaced with the new dreams and goals for the future. Number 2, embrace these 2 laws. In life, you don't get what you want. You get what you expect. Not in an entitled way, but in the this is happening sort of way. Your expectations actually become powerful forces that attracts the opportunities, resources, and people necessary for you to achieve your goals and to add new elements to your Ula life. There's even a universal law that says if you set goals and ask for things in the state of grateful anticipation, then believe they'll show up. You'll actually receive what you ask for. It's called the law of attraction, and gratitude boosts the law's effects. However, the law of attraction is not a genie in a bottle that you simply rub in order to get it. In order to get what you want in life. You can't just dream about what you want, then expect it to appear. Along with practicing the law of attraction, you also have to practice for other favorite laws, the law of action. Every day, wake up with a clear vision of your life or your dreams, and then take some action steps that will get you there. When you take conscious action toward achieving your goals, you're sending a powerful signal that you actually expect the life to show up. The law of attraction works, but only when you follow the law of action too. And then last but not least, number 3, maintain a state of grateful anticipation. Once you get into the practice of being grateful, you discover the opportunities of to be grateful exists every day. But here's the key. These opportunities will only be found if you proactively seek out things to be grateful for. What kinds of things are you talking about? Watch for big things, like a phone call that up levels your career, or a random discovering your dreams house before it goes into the market. Looking for little things, like finding a parking space near an entrance or getting a refund check in the mail. You'll soon see the opportunity is hidden and a very encounter, and that unexpected new relationships, happy coincidences, little conversations, conveniences, and other forms of good routinely show up to make your life easier or more enjoyable, all of which you can be grateful for the moment that happens. When you meet each new day with the expectation that something amazing is going to happen to you, it keeps you in a state of grateful anticipation, dreaming of what you will have, while also feeling gratitude in the present for what you do have. And that was the conclusion of that. Tomorrow we'll start chapter 18, and that title is Love. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll talk about love. Have a wonderful day. Ta-ta.